What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, right? Sometimes it's hard for people to move into the next chapter of their life because of fear. So I was watching one of those inspirational type videos on Facebook, and when one door closes, another door opens. It's a story of Trent Shelton, I think. So what came into play was sometimes people don't realize you're sabotaging yourself because you're scared of the next phase of your life. You're scared to go into the next phase. You're scared to graduate and do something different and do something new and embark on a new journey. So when you see some people who haven't progressed in life, part of that is they didn't progress because, ironically, they're still on the same chapter. And people are like, what? How could that be? Because it's kind of like it's kind of like you took yourself to you didn't quit, but you didn't finish the task at hand. So you blew it late in the game, or you could have quit late in the game and now you got to start over. And the reason you're doing all that is because at the end of the day, you don't want the responsibility of the next chapter. The next chapter might challenge you in ways you don't want to be challenged. So you know what's going on where you're at. You're certain of that. You're uncertain of what's going to happen where you're going. So it's like, I don't want this. So some people don't want to take into consideration why maybe you're dating the same type of person for years. Not the same person, but the same type. It's because, you know what the next chapter is as far as growth and relationships. It's just you're not ready for that. So even though you have these sad stories and narratives about how things wouldn't work out, you still actively doing the very same thing that got you in the very same situation. Because to get a different response, you're going to need a different approach, and you don't want to approach things differently. That's an on you problem. So now we got to ask that question. And normally what's going on with that is that can be taught and passed down from one generation to the next. Because ultimately, what happens in neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? What happens with people when they say things like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then you go, okay, you become an accountability partner. And then you realize they stop. Like, using myself. So my dad had to have heart surgery, right? Had to get a valve. Sometimes these valves that they put on your heart are defective. So his was defective. He had to get a new one. But part of, staying alive and healthy is you have to change your diet and you have to change your exercise regimen, right? So I was clowning my dad, with my lady. Before we even got there, I was like, listen, I already know how this is going to go. He's going to be happy that he got a second chance for the 15th time. And then he's going to go right back to doing the things that got him sick in the first place. So eating horribly. He could work out, so he might lose weight working out, but he's going to eat horribly. And we had the conversation. He's like, yeah, I'm doing better. I'm going to do better. I'm going to eat better. 5 hours later, he eating pizza. I'm like, hey, is this eating better? He gave me the same speech I heard a million times. The heart is a muscle. this is my stomach that I'm doing it with right now. The heart and the stomach is two different things. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Yeah. You know, when you had that heart attack, your heart must have pulled the hamstring. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. So, I don't know why I had a heart attack. Well, I could tell you easily how you had it. How? Crown roll, fried food, desserts, overeating, fried catfish. Yeah. You know, for breakfast every day. Oh, with a side of bacon and a diet soda. It's like it happens. It happens. So people get, you know, caught off guard, but when he's like, man, I want to move to the next chapter of my life, we keep going back to square one because of that. So the things that he always wants to do for the last probably 15 years, haven't been able to do them because we get to the same problem. I see the same thing with people who have the yo-yo diets, you know, the weight issues, the drinking issues, the drug issues, the temperament issues. You never can move forward because you're always going back to square one because you scared of the responsibility of the next chapter because somebody else always has to do the heavy lifting as long as you keep messing up. Because now you get everybody around you accustomed to you blowing it. So now you're using that as a way to use people. But, you know, I could be wrong. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Peace.